Ahoy, what's going on, Buck fans? Welcome to another episode of Bucs Report, the Aftermath, 102.9, The Game, Broad Street South Radio. AJ, turn up in the house. Coach Slick is nearby. Just wanted to say what's up. It was officially 42 days ago before the Bucs got a win, so I know you guys should be feeling good. Guys, we get to ride into the turkey holiday in the States and watch other people, and we can judge without being judged our damn selves. That is how I like to have holiday games. Slick, I like when my team wins so I can sit back, and that's how I can get my full football analyzation going without being mad, without saying, why can't the Bucs do that? So, again, we're happy the Bucs went out there and they did their job. The defense was dominant. The offense was dominant, 30-7. There's nothing else to say. We can nitpick, but this was a statement win. This is what we needed to come out of the bye week. So thank you, Bowles, for giving me a great birthday gift, and Slick.
Yep.
And yourself, Coach. It was your birthday. Look, all November people in the house. That's right.
Valentine's Day babies.
Yes, nonstop November. Exactly. Valentine's Day. So appreciate that. How you been, though, Slick?
I've been good. I enjoyed the game. I was quite quiet. Usually I'm quite animated during the game. This one was just because it was so methodical in how we played. I think my only complaint was we were very loose with the ball towards the end. Luckily, we snagged the ball back and it wasn't too much of a big deal. The loss of our safety, that was not great. It's a really good job that we got Mike Edwards back in the team, because that just kind of, I don't feel it's too much of a loss right now. So I'm digesting. Mike Evans had some touches. I didn't want them to force feed him the ball just yet, because we just got to get him acclimated. Next week, this is the week where you kind of want him to go off. So yeah, man, I just enjoying the Monday. I told everyone in the post-game show that doesn't matter if you're not happy about the Buccaneers, still enjoy the wins when the wins come.
Damn straight, damn right. I really enjoyed the Bucs' first drive. The way you said it, methodical. We were chewing clock, which is something that we're going to have to do for the remainder of the season. I enjoyed the rhythm. You can see the offense had a rhythm. And what happens to Bowles usually on defense, what was happening to the Giants, they were tired. They were getting mentally frustrated because they didn't know how to completely stop this offense. And then
you look like a fucking juggernaut.
We looked like a juggernaut. And then having Vita Vea at fullback is always nice. I saw the fullback on the Giants. I don't blame him, Slick. He didn't want to go up in that hole against them. Why would you? I don't blame him. Shit. That's Vita Vea.
Business decision.
A business decision. He let old Tucker walk in there and just say, "Hey man, you got this one. I got kids to feed and I want to walk."
I want to see him on a fullback dive. I need to see that shit. Just one time I need to see it.
Yeah,
I know that you should really kind of give it to your offense because your offense earned the right to score and stuff. But I think for like fanfare, that's just so much fun.
Oh God! And he used to play running back apparently, so It ain't like he wouldn't know how to hold on to the balls. But yes,
can you imagine wanting to tackle that guy?
Nope, I don't want to. I don't want to try to tackle him. That was just good execution offensively, and then I want to talk about the defensive side. That's the main thing we've been judging all week, and I said it this week. I'm off your ass, Bowles. I'm off your ass this week. But you better, if you don't want to hear me say anything crazy about you or mock your voice condescendingly, you better get it together and keep doing it. You got to keep going, playing hard and smart, and there was no miscommunication this time. So I'm very happy for you, Bowles. Hell of a job. You did it. But the defense did their job, Slick. That is what was impressive. They went out there and they just went back to the basics. The tackling was cleaner.
Much cleaner, yeah.
Everybody was reading their assignments. You could see that in certain plays, Bowles took Britt out of the game and put Edwards in for pass coverages. Thank you, Bowles. That's all Slick and I just wanted to tell you. You got options and you use them, and this is the result. As a defensive-minded coach and Slick, take it away.
I mean, everything that they did kind of turned to gold. It was, there was a pass rush. We're generating a lot of pressure and sacks. So that was always nice to see. Kansas really starting to have a really nice year on 5 sacks for the season so far. You've got Vita Vea eating in the middle as always, and then you've still got the blitz packages of people coming through and getting a piece of everything. So for me, tackling being clean was huge for me because I've said this a few times. If our tackling was cleaner, there's a lot of those games we could have had back and turned them into wins.
Amen.
There's a couple of times where we've got a guy dead to rights and we slip off the tackle and they turn into a first down. And then it happens not again and again and again, but it happens periodically and it happens in key situations. And that's when you need to win. So for me, it was just nice to see this team just clicking on all cylinders. And, the fact that this team has lost 4 games in a row and they're still playing hungry, that is huge because a lot of teams could have just some teams just implode. Not this team was ready to roll. They knew what job needed to be done because they know they're not out of the playoff race. And until you are mathematically eliminated, you play every game like you can still play, like you can still get in there. Even if it's mathematically impossible, you don't know. Your destiny is your own destiny, and you should go out there and play as if your destiny is not finished yet. Until they turn around and go, there is no. I don't give a fuck about percentages. When they say, "Oh, this team's got this much percentage," and this, fuck the percentages. I don't need no fucking percentages.
That's right. And shout out to Coach Slick for saying this. So football teams out there, not just the NFL, but college, high school, Pee Wee, until you are mathematically out of it, you do continue because it's a week by week. Season.
I hate it when people say we should tank for draft when they have their teams having a poor season. And they go, "Oh, we should just
tank it,
take the losses, and just get the take the L's and get the draft position." I'm like, you don't know fucking football 101 on that. Like, do you know the damage you will do to your locker room? Because the coach has got to sell it as well. Like most coaches don't believe in that shit because why would they? For fucking draft position. And it's just insane that people go, "Oh yeah, we should just pack up shop and just autopilot until the season's done and we'll get a really good draft position." Who gives a fuck about draft position?
And also you won't be around to even enjoy the draft position. If they see you tanking and you lose in the locker room, you're fucking fired. I don't think people understand like that, Slick. And players are fired.
Like from like a GM point of view, knowing that you've got better or an owner's position, I can see the logic to it, but I don't think you realize how much damage it can do to a locker room because
100%.
You're just telling you guys that we're giving up. These guys have invested money, time, effort, energy into your team, and you're just going to go, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to just let this fucking go. You're not allowed to win because I want good draft position."
And you're not going to be able to get free agents. Who the hell would want to come to a losing organization mentality? Somebody say, "Hey, we can come over here." No, why would I go there? The coaches don't give a shit, and I'm not about to mess up my chance of getting a title or me getting a bigger bag and going to a better team while we're having fun at the same time. Nope, fuck it, tanking. We're sticking it out because we have the talent and the players are buying in. The players want to say that we still got this. And just what Coach Slick just said, guys, it's a week-to-week process. Look at the Falcons right now.
Yeah, man. We're a game away from them now.
We're a game away from the Falcons, and their schedule is not easy. So I look at it like this: like they have to win one of these 2 games, the Chargers or the Commanders. If they have to win one of those 2 games, they're not beating the Vikings, in my opinion. So they have to win one of those 2. If they lose, honestly, I'm going to say
any game can be a trap. Any game can be a trap game. But I see what you're saying. They're the 2 more teams that are likely to like push them and really beat them.
Yes.
Also,
But I don't
takes
see them beating the Vikings.
where they're playing, because I don't know where they're playing the Chargers.
They're playing the Chargers at their home, but that really doesn't matter because the Falcons don't have a fucking pass rush. They're playing the Vikings at Minnesota. So I've already counted that out.
You could, unless it turns into a trap game for them, but the Falcons are still playing good ball, so they're not. They don't really have trap games. Their trap games is when they play against a crap team. When we're playing against crap teams,
yes,
so we could be like this. Some people would argue this could be a cliche trap game for us, and potentially
it's not. It's this ain't a trap game. When I usually think of trap games, I think of it when your team is on a high and you're going against someone that you just don't have any respect for. We've seen this already, Slick. I guarantee you, there's no Bucs player in the locker room right now saying, "Oh, we just got this in a fucking bag." They know what it's like. They're gonna look
in a row.
Yeah,
you lost 4 in a row. You know that you could lose.
That's right. They just lost 4 in a row before this win. I guarantee you, they're sitting back going, yeah, we can't fuck this up, guys." Especially against a Panthers, you want to keep this momentum going. So if I am the Bucs. Yeah,
you don't want to get to a point where you rely. Of course, to a degree, we've got to rely on the Falcons losing, right?
Right.
But if you lose another game and the Falcons don't, you're making it even harder for yourselves because now they need to lose 3 games potentially because we can't tie break with them, right?
No,
they have to lose 3 games and then you're back in it, and then the time's running out because you only have a certain amount of games left. We're about to hit December very quickly.
Now, here's another thing that, again, guys, Slick said it. It's a week-to-week process. You know, another team that they can't afford to lose 1 or 2 more games because we have the tiebreaker over them? The Commanders. So now,
it's crazy how the Eagles have just kind of come alive from nowhere.
Yeah. But now that wild card theory isn't out of the question anymore. That is what makes things crazy. They are 7-5 now. So the Commanders can't afford to lose anymore, to be quite honest. Otherwise, they might not go home. They might not make it to the playoffs. So let's say this. Let's say the Commanders and the Bucs are 11-6. Since the Bucs beat them, they automatically would jump over them. So, and let's say the Falcons get in they win the division, the Bucs still are going to be above the Commanders, so they'll get in the playoffs before them. This is why Slick is saying this, Bucs fans. It's a week-to-week thing. It's a week-to-week business. And if you go in with the right mindset, now things are going your way. And
I'm just going to pop off a second while you go.
Yeah, go ahead. And we got the dude that's about to come in here and grace us with his real talk. This is why I like Dude, because Dude ain't scared to say what's on his mind. I like Dude. There you go.
Hey, yo, let's.
We got Sir Dude Esquire. I really like that. That is a very debonair of you with the long hair down and the glasses and beard.
Some would say debonair, but the ladies would say deboner. That's where I'm at, bro. Hey, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to everybody. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Stuff your face. Be a fat American. It's our day to celebrate. Not really sure what, but we're going to celebrate football here on this platform. And more importantly, on Sunday, we're going to celebrate some barbecued glitter kitty. Are you ready? Hey, Bryce. Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. We're coming for you, Bryce. And Dave, I don't know if you're in a canal, a river, or a stream canals, but whatever, bro. You didn't learn enough secrets about this Buccaneers team. And we're coming, and we're coming for the head. We're coming for the crown. We're coming to take everything. Buccaneers 41, Panthers 13.
Damn.
That's the score. 41-13, 4-1-1-3. And if you'll notice in that score, there's a 4-1-1, and that's what we're here for, is to give you the information, bro. Everybody out there live watching, especially our boy Christopher, we appreciate you, man. Oh, look, there's two of me. That's fucking scary, bro. We want to say to all the people out there wrapping your presents, getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for Black Friday, that's all good. But tomorrow, it's about football and food. And right now, I got plenty of food, so let's talk a little football. Slick, welcome back to the show. I'm gonna put you back on top because I'm just a mere participant in this equation here. We know you don't celebrate the Thanksgiving over there in the UK. You probably laugh at us for doing so, and we won't get into that because somehow that'll end up being political, and I don't give a shit. But what I do care about is, ladies and gentlemen, up above me here on the screen, you're going to see up screen left AJ, probably one of the most passionate Bucs fans, but also one that ain't scared to call it out when he sees what he sees. Slick, upper right-hand side, that's Coach. You call him Coach Slick. You call him Stevie. You call him whatever you want. Just don't call him late to happy hour because your boy always got a drink in his hand. I watched your championship game on the internet, bro. I saw you sneaking little shots and beers there on the sideline, bro. You got a little straw in your jacket or something, bro?
Yeah, there's a little hip flask going on, a little hip flask action.
Absolutely. And what I came on tonight for was basically to say, Buccaneers fans, don't get it twisted. You're still 1-4 in your last 5 games. Don't overlook the Panthers. Don't overlook anybody. It's the NFL. Everybody gets paid to play the game. You just have to do it at a higher level the next 5-6 weeks and then into the playoffs. Here's what I will say. Shaq ain't coming to Tampa.
Yep.
Okay? The cavalry isn't rolling through the gates anytime soon. We're going to do this old saying of, we got to dance with the girl what brung you. Meaning we got to stick with who we got, and that's all we got. And Buccaneers fans, if you look at all we got, we're pretty fucking rich right now. We got arguably the best running offense in the league. Not a 3-headed monster like they talked about. Baker makes 4. It's like Hydra with a sidekick, bro. And Liam Cohen, he's coming. He might look like he participated in an insurrection, but that man knows his shit, and he can get the shit done. And that's what we're all focused on, and that's what we're all hoping for. And then I get to Todd Bowles. Todd, come over here and sit down next to me for a minute, bro. Okay. The first half of that game last week, you did what me, AJ, I'm pretty sure Slick, and most of us have been begging you, literally on our hands and knees, going, please pressure the quarterback. If you want your DBs to get great ratings on PFF, if you want your DBs to keep grass stains off their knees, pressure the quarterback. As Bill Cowher once told Greg Lloyd, rush the quarterback. But coach, they're running screens. Rush the quarterback. That's your job. Tampa, you're up against a guy who can't see over the offensive line. Okay? Here, you want keys to the game? There's not keys. There's one key. Keep the midget in the pocket. Yeah, I use midget. Cancel my ass. Keep the midget in the pocket. Make him look over those offensive, defensive linemen. Make him look in between them to try to find a lane to throw. And when you get a chance, don't hit them. Fold them in half like a lawn chair. Okay? All right? And with that said, I do think the Buccaneers blow these kids out of the water and basically rob all kinds of hope and joy from Carolina fan, which isn't hard. Have you ever been there? There ain't a whole lot of hope and joy there, bro. But I want to say again how much I appreciate the two gentlemen above me here on the screen, holding it down, not only on the aftermath, not only on the pre and post game show, but always interacting in the group chat, always keeping people on their toes, and never scared to call BS when BS is to be called. So I'll say it early. Happy holidays to both of you. Enjoy your day tomorrow, because I know Slick's enjoying it tonight. The one question that most people who watch this show, and we've got a couple people who tune in weekly, we have to know it. And me being the dude wants to know, Slick, how the fuck you not have a hangover every morning?
There's a few tricks. Drink a pint of water before you go to bed. That tends to help. But I do get hangovers. I just get through them. I just plow through. Like,
My man.
Is that why most British people, when we see them like on TV and clips, are walking around the streets looking all miserable because they're really just hungover?
You're just hungover, man. We're just like, I'm having a bad day. Went down the pub. I'm worn out. Life's getting at you.
But you guys recuperate so fast. It's like even in your 40s, you still have the body of the body like recuperation of a 20-year-old. That's awesome.
I do bro, right. if I drank in one night what you drink in one night, I'd be in the ER, bro. They'd be pumping my stomach saying, I'm not sure if he's gonna make it.
I'm also very aware of how drunk I am, so I know when to like, that's it. If I drink anymore, it's going to be hard work tomorrow. So I just get to a point where that's it. I'm done. I won't touch anymore. So I know my limit where I will wake up worse and worse. Sometimes I will kick the ass out of it because I'm having a good time and what have you.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like a day to like today, like especially a school night, so to speak, it's more of a case of just, I can feel it. Let's get that water and go to bed.
Let me chill.
What I want to do before I jump off here and start eating more of these brownies is I want the two gentlemen on screen with me, as well as anybody watching, drop it in the comment section. It's going to be a little deep, a little thinky. What are you thankful for as far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2024 season? Because tomorrow in the United States, it's a day of thanks. So what are we thankful for? And then the next week's show, we're going to make fun of what we were thankful for and what we should have actually been thankful for if the Buccaneers happened to, step on their proverbial dick. So I want to leave that with you guys, something to ponder. What are you thankful for from this Buccaneers franchise? And before I jump off here, I do want to shout out to all the guys over there on the writing side of Bucs Report: JT Olson, Greg DeCruz, Nick Citro, Carter Brantley, old Salty Buck Jeremy Moreau, putting out great content as always. Make sure you guys, if you're tuning in, even the two gentlemen on stage here, check out JT Olson's article, Every Buccaneer as a Thanksgiving Food. It's pretty cool. I'll give you a hint. Bucky Irving is the gravy, because he's just that little extra that makes you go, mwah. And with that said, I just wanted to pop on because a day without the dude is probably a day that, that makes sense. So happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day, whatever you celebrate, whatever holiday you celebrate over there, Slick. Happy that day. I think it's Boxing Day coming up or some shit, right? Which isn't what we
day after Christmas.
What we think it is. Trust me, it's not what we think it is.
Basically, you just eat the turkey leftovers of your Christmas dinner, and some people turn it into curry, some people turn it into this. But it's usually just a day of people drinking more alcohol.
See, I thought you guys got shit-faced and beat each other up.
Sometimes.
Isn't that like on the other side of what's the bad part of London? Staines or something like that? Yeah. Okay. That was my geography lesson for the day, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Turnip up there, upper left screen. Coach Slick, you know him as Stevie. You know him as Stevie Probert. You know him as one of the best football coaches in the United Kingdom. And we also appreciate all that money you brought over here on your vacation. We needed that tax dollars here in Florida. So thank you very much.
Money. The worst part was what I spent my money on. So I'd saved up quite a bit of money. My wife said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm buying." She went, "But," I said, No. I've been saving. So I got Florida State jerseys. I got basketball jerseys. I got Buccaneers stuff. I just came back with I had to buy a suitcase to bring it all back.
My man.
We appreciate you guys. From the dude's family to each of yours, happy holiday. Hope everything goes well for you guys. As far as when you come down and you run down the stairs on Christmas morning and you're looking in your stocking for something from the dude, ain't gonna be shit but love and appreciation. So just so you know, With that said, ladies and gentlemen, Buccaneers 41, Panthers 13. Tomorrow we got 3 games. We got a game on Friday. There's college football all weekend. Hell, I think there's a college game on tonight. So all you football fans, this is your time. We're about to hit a point in the football season, college and pro, where we're going to go 2 months without not having a game every night. Every night there'll be a college or a pro game starting here very soon. We're up to a Holiday Bowl mania in college. We got the playoffs coming up real soon for the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be a gangster.
I love it. I love it.
Like,
Shout out to the dude who ain't afraid to be rude. I can already tell you what I'm thankful for, Slick.
I got a feeling it's going to be the same as mine, but
look, I'm
should
thankful.
Should we go 1, 2, 3, and I'll say the word?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Baker
Run.
Mayfield.
Oh, okay. I was going to say run.
That's it, but at least now we've got a talking point because we both got different things.
Yes, I am thankful for a run.
A
legit running game and 3 backs that are capable. I say that because under Canales, I was thankful for Baker last year. So that was my Thanksgiving for him last year. But now we have a double threat where if I say this, if we had Canales and Evans and Godwin go down, it'd be a shit show.
It would have been a shit show.
But with the running game and the line, the way that it's going, I am very appreciative because Bucky is the best north and south runner. Sean Tucker is good because he's a good person that can give your running back some air, some breathing. And then Rashard can be your closer because he can still run the ball decent, but he's elite at open field catching. So that is, and then I'm thankful for Graham fucking Barton. Did you see Graham Barton against the Giants? He was
hell of a draft pick.
Hell of a draft pick.
Team. I don't think people realize just how good we draft.
Yes, and that's a reason.
Considering we draft in we draft in a really bad area because we usually a playoff team.
Yep.
So we're not drafting top 10 anymore. We're probably not drafting top 20 anymore. We're drafting after that, which means all those people that everyone's like, this guy's a sure thing. They're gone.
Yes.
They're already gone. And we know that's just talk, right? We know that there are guys on the second round and the third round and what have you who will still contribute and will potentially become a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Those kinds of people. But that's what's made this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team time and time again. You can probably look at most of our picks. Not every single one of them. Everyone has duds. And this is one, someone said to me, is like, oh, well, he's a bad drafter. I remember this is with the couple of guys that we've had as first rounds, JTSs and stuff like that. And I said, go pick an organization and look at their history. They've got to have the same GM for the same amount of time and look at their, go through their draft picks year by year by year and tell me how many of them are still on that roster. How many of them are still dudes? And if your answer is like not very many, and pick a good team. Because the Seahawks have had the same GM for a very, very long time. They've won Super Bowls. They've been to another one as well.
Yep.
Had the same GM. He had a good draft. He had a couple of good drafts. And then it's kind of like you got the DK Metcalf. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everyone has fuck up. Every team has draft picks that just don't pan out.
That's
Every
right.
team.
That's right. And also look at he's finding diamond in the roughs. Graham Barton, no one expected Graham to be what he is right now. No one. If people say that, they're lying. No one expected Tyke Smith to be.
I didn't think he was going to be this good. I thought he was going to be better than Hainsey. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was going to be better than Hainsey. That's it.
I thought he was just going to be an average center in his first year.
Yes, he is at this point, he's playing at above average level, and he's only going to get better. Yeah. Yeah,
maybe the back end of top 10, but top 10.
You could say that. And then Tyke Smith is balling. And then I think Broswell is he's my guy. I keep telling people, I said this shit way back then. Bucs getting the playoffs, Broswell will be a problem. Mark my words. And I also said Kancey was going to be a problem. It's going to be, it's taking time. Everything is is coming into its own. It just takes time, as Coach Slick said. It's a week-by-week situation. That's why I'm so thankful for this running game, because now.
Did anyone think we were going to have Bucky
No,
as that
no.
dude straight off the bat? Like, come on,
Nope.
let's be real.
Anybody says
that
that
he's going to be that 1-2 punch with White. That's what we thought, right?
That's what we thought.
Dude. And then he would come in and get yardage and have probably just a very good season. Like, we'd be sitting here going, "Oh, he's going to really push for the starting spot next year." That's the kind of conversation I expected to have about Bucky. I expected that me and you would be having a conversation in July. Well, maybe not July, but a little bit earlier than maybe June. OTAs are coming in and we've had our draft, and we're going, I think Bucky is going to really push for a starting role. And now he is. He's pretty much the de facto starter. Yeah,
we're sitting here like, no, he is the starter. And then with Sean, he can come in and, like you said,
that was a surprise. Because I'm not saying Sean Tucker was poor or anything like that, but some players take more development than others. People seem to think it's like an instant thing. It's like you just press a button. That's why I said don't give up on people like JTS until they're gone. When they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
But because there's nothing you can do. But while they're on the team, always root for them, because they can turn the corner. Someone can turn the corner. Rondé Barber didn't do it in his first year. We all know this.
Yep.
Not everyone's a bona fide baller from day one. Yes, it's great when you've got guys who can do it straight off the bat. That's fantastic, because especially when you're a team that's a little bit, I won't say ravaged by the salary cap, but you have a few salary cap issues. You can't go out and spend like you'd want to.
That's right.
So you have to hit it a bit better on the draft. So when you've got guys who can contribute straight away to your team, that's fantastic. But I tell you the one thing that I always think this GM always does better than any GM across the board: undrafted free agents.
Agreed.
He gets production out of nobodies.
Yep. Izzian was one of them, and he knows how to use them in a way to where they're not overwhelmed and they just do their simple jobs. Yes. And that's what we're looking for on this team. Everybody, like you said, guys, we're not going to always have the immediate elite starters. You got to have guys who know how to work their way up. And also, that's where depth comes in. Anthony Nelson, that is depth.
Oh, man. Anthony Nelson is just, I think, I hope to see him on the Buccaneers for a very long time. I don't ever think he's going to be the dude, but I think he's just that really good horse that you put in and go, do your job. Or if your starters out, he will do you the job. I just don't know if he's that consistent dude that can do it now. But that's what you want.
Yeah, he makes it happen when you at least expect it, but it's service. One thing I can say about him, he's a serviceable player. And all I need sometimes is a serviceable guy, because that shows me that you're there, you're willing to play, and you can ball, and you do your job is also to help keep the starters fresh, because
he may develop more. Like, there's no ceiling to whatever. They always turn around and say ceilings, and this person's ceilings. They don't fucking know. They ain't got a fucking clue, because most of these people have never coached. I couldn't tell you on my team who's got the highest ceiling. I honestly couldn't, because it's very possible that the weakest guy at the moment in 5 years' time could be the best.
That's right.
It might be the best player I've ever had. So I don't look at the ceiling. I ain't got time for no fucking ceiling. I look at where they are now and where I can try and take them to.
Mm-hmm. And you just got to take your time and be patient and work on everything else, and it should fall into place. And that's what's going to happen here. I truly think this run game is going to carry us and make us a major factor in the playoffs. Everybody is talking about Saquon Barkley. Everybody's talking about Derrick Henry. That is a good thing, but Slick, we've said it before. You can't win it on your own with just one guy. If you don't think,
I think it's really clever how they've started, like not with Saquon Barkley so much, but with
Derrick Henry.
With Derrick Henry, the fact that they have a quarterback who is a dual threat quarterback, the fact that they don't use him outright all the time is kind of saving mileage for the playoffs. So I think they'll have a little bit better chance, but you will always come up against a team that can stop the run, and you always need to come up with an answer to the test. And the answer to the test is you need to be able to. You don't even have to be the best running team. The Buccaneers did not have the best rushing totals when we won the Super Bowl.
Nope.
But we won the down. if we had a first down, we would set up a good first down. If we had it on third down, we would convert. Those are the things we're talking about. You can be average on all the other stuff, but as long as you convert on your third downs and you do decent work on your first down, you're setting up your run for success.
Yeah,
now the Buccaneers are on a very different trajectory because they can run on any down and they can pick up first downs at any time whenever they want.
And they can also mix it up with the play action because you have to. Here's the big thing: you have to honor the run. Last year, no one honored this Bucs run, so they knew what to expect. But now it's
when you have balance, no one knows what you're going to do, and when no one knows what you're going to do, they have to guess. There's a defensive philosophy. If you can get your run fits and your coverage to match up, you're in good shape.
Yep.
Right. You still got to, the horses still got to execute. The guys have still got to do the job. And that's the big thing because you go right up. I've said this 100 times. Me and you've had this conversation before. You can take that Tampa 2 defense. It's won a championship.
Yeah.
Probably won multiple championships on different, like at the collegiate level. It's probably done it at the high school level. And it's obviously done it at the NFL level. And we know that Mike Tomlin also uses the Tampa 2 because he was around it a fair bit with his stint in Tampa. It doesn't mean you're going to have success.
No, not at all.
If I take the Tampa 2 and install it in a team that doesn't have athletes, doesn't have direction, doesn't have all this, and this, it will be doomed to fail. Does that mean it's a bad scheme? No. Does it mean it was badly executed? Yes. The schemes everyone says schemes everything. It's finding the right scheme that suits your guys, or finding the right guys to suit your scheme.
That's right. You play to your player's strengths, not your scheme, because like you said, if you're playing a position where you don't have the players to execute, then it's your responsibility because you're the coach. You're supposed to find ways. That's why that's what separates great coaches from good to shitty. Great coaches like Belichick said, this is what you do. That's all you need to do. Hey, we're going to switch this for this person because this is what they specialize in. And that is what where the Bucs are coming in on this run. And also with the passing, they're not making people do too much. Look at how we were getting Durham open. Look at Otten, Sterling Shepard, McMillan caught a pass. I'm finally glad he showed up one time. I think he's getting through that rookie wall.
I think he's going to be a guy who just takes a little bit longer.
Yes.
People want everything right now because how he played in college. College and the pros are very different. He's just got to get acclimated. On paper, Tyke Smith should have taken more time. On paper, right? Because of where they were drafted and what have you. But that's not always the case. Some people just hit the ground running. Sometimes it's about the coach. The coach can just – it's all about relaying information. So the one thing that British coaches in this country that we do incredibly well, probably better than any American coach, is taking the game of football and oversimplifying it. Because we're teaching guys who don't even know what a nickel defense is. They don't have a fucking clue what it is. They don't even know what a backpedal is at this point. And we take an NFL, a football playbook, and able to teach it to guys who have they've watched it on TV. That's as far as it's ever gone. There's we did this in high school. We had a sports day and we did a little nugget of this. None of that exists. They know soccer, they know basketball, and they know rugby. And that's it.
Right.
That's one of the things that we're really good at in this country is taking the whole football thing and simplifying it to the fact that a dummy could understand it.
And that actually benefits the player. One, it raises their confidence and it keeps them from thinking too much. Again, people, sports is a thinking game more than a physical game. If you overthink something, that's where hesitations happen. If you overthink, that's where a missed assignment happens. If you overthink, that's how injuries happen. If you overthink, that's how you lose games. So when you have a guy that goes out there and knows his job, he's confident, he's relaxed. And that's what we saw for this defense when we played the Giants. Everyone knew their assignments. Everyone was confident. No one was questioning each other. We went out there and we balled. And that's why I am with the dude on this. I do think that the Bucs will go into Carolina and whoop ass, just because here's the stats for you. Bryce Young, 1,038 yards and 5 touchdowns. Their running back Hubbard 876 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's good, but if we
But he
load
no
him
longer
up-
has that. He has no longer. He can't. If the Buccaneers run defense is what it's been doing all year,
yes,
that ball, he can hand that ball off a million times. It won't make no difference. And what does that put on a quarterback? Pressure to make plays.
And who is
That's
he going
where
to throw it to?
interceptions come because he's like, shit, I got to do everything by myself, coach.
Yep. And who is he going to throw it to? And people out there do not give me Thielen. Earlier, I laughed and chuckled so hard. I said, Thielen, Coach Slick, this is not Minnesota Vikings Thielen. This is nothing against Thielen.
He's not a bad dude. Like if someone turned around to me and said, well, Chris Godwin was out, we could go and get Adam Thielen, I'd say, yeah, okay. For like a 6th rounder, sure. Absolutely. Would love to have him on the team. Because he is a talented player, but he is not the second coming of Chris Godwin.
No,
not Cooper Kupp-esque. He's past his glory days. He is a serviceable, good locker room wide receiver vet that your other wide receivers can learn from. That's why he's there. He's almost like a second coach.
And the beautiful thing is you can put different corners on him because, like you said, he is not the number 1 receiver-esque anymore. So you can move him around and have people beat him up. You can have Ty Key use him if he gets in the slot, he can play him. You could put Edwards off on him maybe, or Izzy if they want to move him around. If we make the Panthers one-dimensional early, which I think we will, Bryce Young doesn't stand a chance. I think a lot of people are saying, well, AJ, the Panthers, look at what they did to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not us, and the Chiefs, again, they were having a bad day.
I don't know what it is about the Chiefs. They can't blow anybody out. I mean,
No.
I haven't checked their record this year, but I don't think they've really blown anybody out.
No.
Everyone seems to hang with them, but there's this thing that they're really, really good at is closing. Doesn't matter who they're up against, they're really good at closing.
They're really
all
good
that shit in the middle, it doesn't matter. They've got a defense that will keep you honest to a point where you can't go crazy on them. So you're never going to get massively in front to a point where all they need Patrick Mahomes to do is make plays when towards the end of the game to win the game.
And he always does.
Time and time again. This guy, it's ridiculous how clutch he is.
Agreed. And that's my whole thing. I told people you can't base it off of that. And plus, if anything, the Bucs, you don't think the Bucs are going to look at that game and review and say, okay, what did they do to make them this good? And we have the tools to shut them down because the Bucs still offensively is better than the Chiefs. I know people think that's sacrilegious, but Evans is better than Hopkins at this point. We have our running backs are better at this point. Of course, Mahomes is better than Baker, but Baker right now is still playing at an elite MVP caliber level. I don't give a shit what nobody says.
I can agree with that.
There's nothing wrong with Baker. He's doing his job and he's having fun. And dude said it earlier, he's also a mobile guy. One thing that I do like is that he's making plays. He's
I just love his toughness, man. Like sometimes the thing that you love about Baker, and he was born to play for this team.
Yes.
Born to play for this team because he has that carefree attitude that's kind of Tampa relaxed. He's got that hard nose when he needs to be.
That's right.
And he's got a bit of swagger about him as well. People have to accept that there's going to be picks, right? Every fucking quarterback will throw picks. And yeah, he went through a bit of a pick slump where in that losing season, in that losing chunk of our season.
Yes.
We 4 games. Now, you also have to remember what he had around him. You're gonna throw picks. Some of them are inexcusable and stupid and silly, like the one that he threw against Baltimore to Chris Godwin.
Yes.
That was a dumb one. But you can't control how you perceive things at the time. You got to remember, we get to watch all these games on spider cams and fucking far out things. His vantage point's very different to ours. So it's very easy to, like I said, every single play you can press pause just before the ball's thrown and went, there's an open guy there, and they won't throw to him. because he might be the fourth read in the progression.
Mhm.
People don't understand that. All I would say is I'm looking forward to these quarterback simulators where you can pretend to throw a ball and you've got all this time. Trust me. Yeah, unless people go on easy mode, they should have real fucking NFL mode. This is what it's really like. Just recordings of like NFL plays.
Yeah, and not only that, you have to you're also trusting that your guy, your receiver, is going to get that separation. I don't think people realize, well, what if it looks like that and you think it's going to be open, but that guy doesn't get the separation. He falls, he slips, something happens. Your lineman someone breaks through your line. Now you have to run for your life. It's hard
now you're throwing off platform.
Yep, and it's hard to see someone this way when your body's this way, trying not to get fucked up. So yes, people who don't play the game don't realize that. That's why I pay no attention to them. But in this game, it won't. This is why I said this. This game is a very simple rinse and repeat what we did against the Giants. Bryce Young is going to be vulnerable. Hell, we know more than likely when he gets rattled, I won't be surprised if he continues to take off. But Bowles, like Christopher Cole said early, don't play soft. There's no reason to play soft. There's no reason to be scared of him throwing a deep ball. He doesn't. First of all, we just explained Thielen is a serviceable, good receiver. He's not.
I don't think he was ever a deep threat, though. He was more of that intermediate run.
Right. They don't have a deep threat receiver. So at this point, I'm loading that box. I know Slick, it's a gamble, but I'm doing one safety up top, and I'd be like, all right, Bryce,
you can go one high. Yep. And if you're struggling, you go back to two high. That's the whole fucking point, right?
That's right.
If you're going, right, first, maybe I'll start off in too high and see how we can handle the run. If we're handling the run in too high, stick in too high because you're only helping yourself in the pass game. However, if we're struggling in too high, send that guy down, see if we can handle that.
Yep.
And if not, you've got to play the situation.
That's right. I agree 100%. And that's all we need to do, because the good thing is if we get the 3 and outs early, like we did against the Giants, it puts you also your offense back in short field possessions. So where we can continue to run the rock, because I think that's what we can do. And we will chew more clock. And then, of course, I do expect this now, Slick. This is a hot take. I expect Mike Evans to get 120 plus yards, between 1 to 2 TDs. Why? Not because he's going to beat you deep. You said it. They're going to maneuver him, move him around, I think. And this will be the game. I won't be surprised if they use Evans like they use Puka, like the short intermediates, and then maybe that one deep shot.
Yeah, I noticed they didn't throw him on a lot of deep routes. But that's what's going to wear your hamstring out, right?
Right, and that's what was smart. They just said catch the ball, fall to the ground, because
there were a couple of times he was running for extra yards. I was like, dude, just go down. Just go the fuck down. You've got the first down. Just go the fuck down. Stop it.
But the simple fact that he was getting separation one-on-one,
yeah,
that made me happy. I'm like, this guy is back, because he was still getting separation where Baker was like, damn. And like you said, I was like, all right, catch the fucking ball and fall down.
Go down. We got first down. What the fuck are you doing getting extra yards while people are jumping all over you? Right. What are you doing? Just get down.
We don't, but one thing.
Peyton Manning, that shit. You know, when Peyton Manning used to get sacked, he just fouled like a sack of spuds.
Yes.
He wouldn't even let them tackle him. He was like, I'm going down.
No, Brady was the same on the Bucs. If he saw that shit coming, Brady would go and just fall to the ground. But that also keeps your longevity going, because you're not taking that many abusive hits. So when people say, oh, he's soft, no, he's smart. All these quarterbacks
don't need to be tough.
Yeah, and a lot of these quarterbacks are lazy anyway. They ain't built like me.
Like it is they're tough and they can break a sack, of course.
Yes.
Chances are you're probably not going to break the sack. I mean, Baker does play a little bit risky in that sense sometimes. I do think sometimes he should just go down, especially when someone's got you dead to rights. You ain't. But you got to understand though, he's so Houdini-esque.
Yes.
He probably thinks he can still get past him. That's
yes.
And when you've got maneuverability and you know you can move, you probably are thinking, I can shimmy to the left and I can get out of this shit. And you can't, but you think you can. That's why people like Lamar Jackson get sacked, because they're so used to being able to slip off and disappear on a run or what have you. Occasionally, it doesn't happen, and that's when you get whacked.
Yeah, but the good thing about Baker,
You're not maneuverable. You just go, I've got no chance. I'm just going to go down.
right? But the cool thing is, you're probably taller than him. You're like 6'2". Baker is 6'1". So the good thing about him is he's stocky enough to where that's why like you said, the Houdini thing. He's short enough to where the 6'4" guys, when they try to tackle him, they have to get super low, and he can just maneuver. You know who used to do that shit all the time? It used to piss me off, but because of his height and size, he could do that. Drew Brees. Drew Brees used to do that to us all the time, where we would think we have him dead to rights, but because of his height and stature, he could get underneath. Sometimes the 6'6" guys, they can't do that. Brady, he couldn't do that. When Brady tried to shimmy, it looked ridiculous. He looked like a long dandelion grasshopper going. I'm like, sit your ass down before you get hit.
Yeah, his thing was more step up into the pocket.
Yes.
Take a step, make them miss.
Yes. So I agree, but that's why I think that the Bucs that's how they're going to use Evans. And now I do want to see another receiver step up. I think Otten, of course, is the guy at the tight end, but I want to see Sterling or Palmer be that guy to come out there.
I wanted to be Sterling because I think he's due it.
Yes.
Love it to be Palmer because of the draft position and the fact that it's the future. That would be great. I just don't see it happening.
Gotcha. Okay, I agree with that. Sterling, and he's gritty. He can take a hit. And one thing that I did not realize he's still good at, he knows how to make that out route. Like when he goes to that out route, he's crisp. I tell people it's not easy for a quarterback to throw an out route because the wrong timing, that's a pick six. The wrong timing, if you're not looking, you can get sacked up the middle. But I do like the fact that Sterling is a dog and he goes for it. So I truly think that, yeah, Coach Slick, you're onto something. Sterling will be the guy, especially later on down the line.
He's got that experience. He's got that about him. So you kind of want it to be him. I'd love it to be Trey Palmer or, Jalen McMillan, but I just don't see it happening because I've not seen the step up. I've seen a step up from Sterling. From the moment he's been in this building, he's stepped up.
Yeah.
Is he Chris Godwin? No, of course he's not. He's an aging wide receiver that was solid back in his day. All we need him to do is, I'll also quote the great AJ Turner, just be average.
Just be average. And I think he will do that. And also, I want to see Cohen get spicy. Like, fuck it. I want to see 3 of our running backs on the field at the same time. And then we put in a certain thing where our boy Rashard is in the slot because they move him as a wide receiver. And we have Bucky and Tucker in the backfield in the running backs like a shotgun. Can you imagine how that would confuse the hell out of a defense? They'd be like, oh, hell no. What is this? What are we going to do?
Levels off that as well, because you could have you could have Rashad go on an out route, and you could have somebody else just kind of leak into the flats.
Right. I would love to see Sean Tucker because he has the speed to hell. How about Sean Tucker do a wheel route to the outside? And now
you got to count for one of them.
And you got to account for one of them. And the Panthers don't have the defense to account for everyone. Let's be real. The hardest defense that we're going to be facing, where I go, okay, just stick to the script if you need to, be creative, but don't get too cute, is the Chargers. This Panthers defense is not that. The Panthers defense is serviceable, but they're not super dangerous. So we get up like we did against the Giants, you're going to have another day, Slick, where I was like you, man. I was at the bar. I was like, man, I ain't got to raise my voice. Only time I did is when I yelled Tampa Bay. I was just sitting back like, oh, man, I ain't got to yell today. That felt good, Slick. Don't it feel good when you don't have to yell and say, what the fuck? I like that.
Why are we doing this? What are we doing?
Yes, that was some of that alcohol was the best alcohol for a while. I was like, this is good. When I get to sip in peace, There's no other joy. I just sat back thinking, I'm like, bam, that's good. That's real good. Even when we messed up the fumble, I was like, oh boy. I literally was like, oh shit, it happened. It's okay. The game is still
it was towards the end of the game. We could have just kicked a field goal to add more points, and we just
right.
go on fourth down.
I just sat
like,
back. Yeah, exactly.
They knew what we were doing. They knew exactly what we were going
to do. Exactly. When you can just go, and that's what. And look, things continue to fall in the Bucs' favor. Minshew is out for the season.
Shit.
Yeah, and guess who their quarterback is going to be? Ritter.
Desmond
Ritter, the old young man.
Deal.
Yes, that guy.
they're not going for that Adrian O'Connell or what his name was.
No, apparently
he's out.
No, I think he's out. So again, the dominoes, as you said, are falling for the Bucs in the right position.
Take advantage of those dominoes and make sure you make those numbers hit.
Make sure those numbers hit. I swear to beans, Slick. Don't let us fuck around and the Falcons lose to this Chargers and the Bucs become 6-6. Now Falcon fans is really going to be shitting and pissing in their boots because remember, do you know they're still statistically dead last in sacks? I think they have 7 sacks. That's terrible. Cansey is damn near. Cansey is only 2.
Yeah, he's not far from it himself.
Yes, he's not far. And look, this is another hot take. Cansey will get 11 sacks
this year.
11.
I got him for 8, but okay.
I'm going 11. Why? Because again, offensively, what line is really going to give him a problem? It ain't the Panthers. It sure shit ain't the Raiders. Maybe the Chargers, and then we play the Panthers again, and then we play the bum ass Saints.
You've got like shit tons of their line out anyway.
Right. And then look at this. Because against the Giants, Cansey was doing so good. That's how Vita got that one-on-one. The Giants was like, fuck 50. Now we got to worry about 94. The way 94 hit Tommy DeVito, he knocked the marinara sauce out of him. He was like, Mamma mia. That's why his hands went like this.
I said to one of my friends, they're like, they were talking about the Baker Mayfield mocking the channel, his thing. And I was like, I'm sorry. Because they're like, that's a bit disrespectful. And I put in the comment, if you're a shit quarterback and you have a shtick, you better be fucking. If you're a quarterback and you have a shtick, you better be fucking good.
Exactly. And that shit.
Otherwise, people will rip you for it. You can't be meh as a quarterback and have like a whole fucking I'm mafioso. And I'm sure he's not breathing. He's just cashing in his chips to whatever popularity he's got.
Yeah.
But take in mind, you got to be a dude for someone not to mock you. And even then,
yeah, but in either way, it's gangster. You don't want to see him do that shit. Stop it. When he was doing that, I was like, yeah. And look, DeVito said DeVito ain't even gonna play tomorrow. He's like, my body is hella sore. He's sore from that hit Cansey gave him. So look,
is he not playing?
Yeah, I don't think so. They said it's day to day because he got fucked up in Tampa. I mean, the Bucs really
fucked up. He fucked up and found out.
And he was like, Mamma mia. Oh shit. I'm telling you, that man, look, there was no cutlass for him that night. He was probably sitting back like, use, ma, give me some ibuprofen. Ma, I need this. So, look, at least he wasn't too far from home. They were in Jersey, so he just hopped his ass right back up the street. So that's what I think the Bucs are going to do this game. I mean, this game right here is a simple rinse and repeat. Again, Bucs fans, this isn't a complex game that we got to.
It has to be a rinse and repeat because we need to get the ball rolling. This was a good the game against the Giants was a good start, but that's all it is a start. It needs continuation. I mean, if we can walk away with this undefeated, go on a fucking streak, because guess where you got to play your best football
in December. Then January, and we do that.
That's supposed to trigger fruit. It don't matter if you're shit in fucking September. No one gives a crap.
No,
it helps set up your season if you're successful.
That's right. The Eagles were shit early, and look at them now. Look at him now. And also, if we do our thing right, guess who else can come back to the party, Slick? Savassier can come back. If we get deep into the playoffs, he'll fuck around and be like, hey, guys, you missed me? Birdman, like, yeah, I'm back, y'all. Britt, go ahead and just do your thing in the run. I got you in the pass, player. So, and mind you, the only team realistically that might give us a problem is the Detroit Lions. I ain't scared of the Eagles because Hurts is going to turn into a pumpkin when the playoffs come. So we're not worried. Hurts is my Cinderella.
Hurts is the new Dak.
Exactly. Hurts is the new Dak. When the chips is in and it's like, get out here and do your thing.
He's a good little quarterback, but
he cool. He got the bag. He got them. Got the money.
Hey, he took it elite. Hey, he got further than Dak did.
Exactly.
Super Bowl.
Exactly. Saquon, we shut him down before, but again, the way that they're using Saquon, it's going to come back and burn. He's going to burn out. Mark my words. You've said this before, Slick. Guys, like I said it, you can't do it. That's the difference between Baltimore and Eagles. They have to do it. Baltimore doesn't have to. So with that being said, guys,
they got good enough backs that they can get away with not playing him too much.
And exactly. But my last prediction, like I said, I'm gonna say this too. I do think the Bucs will get at least in the 40s and hold the Panthers under 17. That's me. What about you?
I got them in the 30s, so I got like 32-10.
32-10. I'm all for it, guys. But with that being said, I'm going to get myself out of here, guys. Thank you for watching Bucs Report the Aftermath 102.9 Game Broad Street South Radio. Also, check my page out. It's about Buck and Tom on YouTube channel and my Instagrams and TikToks and shit like that. AJ Turn Up, and I got the merch on there. But as always, you take care of yourself and go Bucs and be easy, Slick. My man.
I'll see you soon, brother. Guys, that's the end of the show. Thank you for putting up with us and our chat. Guys, if you ever want to come on to the Aftermath and say your piece, you're more than welcome. Anyone is welcome to chat. Anyone is welcome to put their thoughts across. That's how we work on this show. This show is all about, it's like your therapy. You watch the Bucs game, tell me how you feel about it. If you think Bowles is a bum, then that's fine. I may counter-argue with you, or I may agree with you because you've made good, solid points. Or, and that's the beauty of this show. Guys, this Buccaneer team goes up against a divisional rival. I don't think it'll be easy to begin with. I think there'll be some pains. But I think the Buccaneers keep turning it and turning it and turning it. They'll tighten up that screw, and then it will come. I don't think at the half we will be as in front as you think we are. I wouldn't be surprised if we're 14-10. 14-10 at halftime. Don't be surprised. But the Buccaneers will turn the screw and tighten it up, and the juice will get loose. And then Buccaneers will turn it around, and we're talking a 31-10 game, 32-10 game. That's my prediction. And we've also got to show. We've got to show Dave Canales we moved on. We got better. Bye. So without further ado, Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3. Go Bucs!
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes till the biggest battle of our professional lives.